next 20 years, technological developments will increase agricultural productivity all over the world at a revolutionary level. According to the United Nations report, which projects that the upward trend of world's population adding 83 million people annually will continue, the current world population of 7.6 billion will reach 9.8 billion in 2050 and 11.2 billion in 2100. This means that we need to increase the amount of food we produce at least twice as much. 500 million people in 1650, 730 million people in 1750, 900 million people in 18, 1.1 billion people in 1850, 1.6 billion people in 19, 2.5 million people in 1950, 6 billion people in 2000. While the labor force in agriculture decreases with each passing day in Turkey, the amount of plant products consumed or needed by the increasing population is also increasing. The population of Turkey was 21 million in the 1950s, and the labor force engaged in agriculture constituted 75% of total population. Today, this ratio of agricultural labor force has decreased to 6.7% of total population. In other words, 6.5 million agricultural workers are trying to feed the country of 83 million. It's a concrete fact that in order to feed the growing country population and produce qualified agricultural products and agricultural inputs that can compete with international markets, we need to increase the agriculture R&D and innovation capabilities. Industry has undergone major changes in the last century. While 100 years ago, fields were cultivated with various animals, nowadays modern agricultural machinery is used in all areas of agriculture. In the near future, mechanization, without the need for human labor, will play a much more active role in other areas of agriculture, not only in cultivation. However, in the use of mechanical or intelligent systems in agriculture, these mechanization systems will be performed not only by an operator, but also specialized people. This requires the use of more information and the production of more qualified information based on innovation. With the development of information and technology, agriculture is developing rapidly like all other areas. This caused a decrease in the population employed in agriculture. Systems based on information and technology in plant nutrition applications, combating diseases and pests and other fields of agriculture from sowing to harvest have been developed and continue to be developed. There is a rapid progress in the world towards an agricultural production system where robots and drones are used. Application of robotic systems to soils or directed to the leaves of plants, combining with lasers, determination of plant water consumption or revealing problems in plant using drones, taking soil samples with robotic machines and performing certain analyses on site, and the monitoring of agricultural production in the fields through mobile phone applications are no longer a dream. All these or similar scientific developments emerge as a result of intensive efforts of R&D institutions. In addition, R&D also continues in many agricultural practices such as the development of field-specific management and agricultural practices in agricultural lands and that of fertilizers or pesticides according to the region and agricultural product patterning in addition to the development of general information and technology, optimization of soilless agricultural practices according to plant and ecological conditions in areas where soil resources are limited or climatic conditions are not suitable, improving agricultural practices aimed at increasing the yield and quality of crops through sustainable agricultural and environmentally friendly practices, and the reintegration of agricultural wastes into nature, agriculture and economy according to the need of the region. Putting the R&D results into the practice is mostly possible through the consultancy services that will be provided directly to the stakeholders in agriculture by industry university cooperation, R&D and staff who are expert in innovation. Therefore, Agrobigen was established to capture the innovations we need. Agrobigen operates in the following areas: Agrobigen R&D, Agrobigen Consulting, Agrobigen Engineering, Agrobigen Organization, Agrobigen Business, Agrobigen Software.
Research and development is generally defined as creative efforts conducted systematically to improve scientific and technical knowledge accumulation and the use of that knowledge accumulated in innovate applications in strict sense. R&D means the systematic and creative groups of work conducted in a business aimed at creating new products and production processes. Today, one of the most important aspect contributing to the economies of countries is to be equipped with know-how. The development of knowledge and methods leading high technology in Turkey is also dependent on R&D works. Agrobigen R&D is conducting agriculture R&D works. Works conducted by Agrobigen R&D aim to strengthen the technological infrastructure in agriculture, produce knowledge for new technologies, reduce costs in agriculture production sector, increase quality and productivity, realize technology transfer and adaptation aimed at the needs of agriculture sector, commercialize technological and scientific knowledge produced. The activities carried out by Agrobigen R&D in the research and development process are therefore basic research, experimental and theoretical work processes in the field to conduct R&D, which aims to acquire new knowledge, no application done. Applied research. This process involves goal-oriented applied works. Experimental development. Work phase aimed at developing new technology, product, system, or service through the knowledge acquired during the basic research and applied research processes.
Consultancy is generally defined as providing information to business owners and factories which provide input to agriculture, such as fertilizer and plant protection factories, about the problems encountered during all the phases of production and business processes and the relationship among these, providing them with the skills to solve problems using technology and providing that they add new products to their product profile. Stakeholders receive consultancy from expert companies in order to obtain a great amount of and better quality products in herbal production and produce high quality products required by the industrial sector producing input to agriculture. Consultancy services conducted by Agrobigen Consulting aim to, in all the phases of herbal production realizing open or enclosed spaces, provide agricultural business owners or other bodies to whom it provides services with required knowledge and skills, guide them in realization of agricultural applications which lead to high quality and yield, giving necessary recommendations and provide training required for employees to do their job better. Provide technical consultancy to factories which produce agricultural inputs such as fertilizer and plant protection factories to ensure the production of new products up to date and their effective use in agriculture, and in matters such as licensing and registration of such products. Agricultural production is essentially based on biological process. There is a need for engineering solutions in the use of proper technology and infrastructure for the production in question to be realized in the potential level, in accordance with national and international standards, ergonomically, profitably and sustainably. Consultancy services conducted by Agrobigen Consulting aim to realize traditional and soilless greenhouse projects suitable to regional conditions, where the plant will be grown and greenhouse situated in herbal production activities especially done in greenhouse, optimizing greenhouse plant nutrition and plant protection activities, establish problem-free plant production activities, provide professional engineering support to investors who wish to produce organic, microbial, orgamineral or chemical fertilizers through the establishment and running of a factory. Establish, run and report biological activity tests for plant protection products subject to license.
Companies meet with universities throughout their business lives and research institutes with each other for scientific activities in order to designate their goals or establish strategies. The meetings in question comprises of events such as national and international scale congresses, symposia, conferences, workshops, seminars, panels, land applications, field days, and etc. The main aim of such events is to share knowledge accumulated and attain new information. Agrobigen organization is organizing events such as congresses, symposia, conferences, and workshops to be held by companies, the relevant faculties and departments of universities, research institutes, and professional associations. The services covered are preparing the concept for events, conducting preliminary preparations, preparing printed material, websites, sponsor files, announcing them to relevant companies, and conceptualizing them as a project, realizing and reporting events. preparing the hotel agreements, submitting registration and accumulation reports, preparing organization statistics and financial documents, even photos, TDs, and etc. The trade approach of the Agrobigen company is a systematic one, bringing together short and long-term tendencies and changes in the world. All the strategies followed by trade units of Agrobigen comprises of top-level subsystems regulating market entry and exit. Agrobigen trade unit is developing and applying strategies to reduce or remove the effects of the risk present in the market, and has a trade understanding which creates a profit expectation in a case faced with unexpected risks.
Agrobigen software is presenting solutions with expert software developers recruited by the private sector and agriculture sector in particular, contributing to the solution of problems specific to field and aim. Furthermore, Agrobigen software develops software contributing to the management of scientific organizations and software aimed at effectively using information and software technologies during the process of from article acceptance to publication throughout to publication life of scientific journals. Besides that software have been developed which perform the evaluation of the soil, plant and water analysis results and provides relevant recommendations.